What's up, notJust developers? Welcome back to a new live stream, and today I'm coming at you with a new set of features that we're gonna add to our platform, to the notJust development platform, which is a blog platform, and actually a little bit more than that because I want to structure everything that we do there. So it's gonna be much easier for you to find out about our tutorials and everything that we are doing right in the same place. So this platform is built with NextJS and TailwindCSS. So yeah, previous week we have worked a bit on this platform, and yeah, what we managed to do there, we actually added this offer part under the blog post because I wanted very much to give credits to the people who will write for us. For example, one of them of course is Lucas, so I really want to give credit for Lucas because look at this blog post that he is creating. For example, how to publish the Expo application to Google Play Store. Like, it's a huge blog post that details step by step how to do it. So I wanted to give him credit at the end here, so you know who is the author of this blog post. We spent a little bit more time there than I anticipated because I'm not that experienced with Next.js and with web development, and it takes a bit of time to get it right. But it's a pretty exciting experience to build it live, to show you the real truth behind the scenes of how these things are coming up, to show that nothing is perfect, so everyone goes into these problems. For example, I spent a lot of time just displaying the round image here for the offer, and yeah, like, these things happen and we just have to be persistent, keep trying, researching, knowing how to solve these problems, and finally we will get to a solution. So hi everyone who is in the live chat. How are you doing today, guys? Hi Alexandra, how are you doing at the beach today? Carlos, how are you? I'm Mythic. So by the way, throughout the week I spent a little bit more time on this platform, and I developed a couple of extra features. For example, I added this part for read next. These are some blog recommendations that we suggest after finishing reading one blog post, and this has the goal of like keeping the person on the platform, keeping reading more, and suggesting more content that we are doing there. So it's a great way to engage the community with more content that we are doing. At the moment, like, the way I'm doing this, like the way I'm recommending the next blogs is pretty random. I'm just shuffling all the blog posts and I'm recommending two of them. In future, maybe we can find a better way to do this, to recommend based on the history of what a user already read, not to recommend him something that he already saw. And also maybe some similarities between the blog post that you're currently reading and the blog post that we recommend, maybe based on tags, categories, and so on. But for this, I'm not worried too much. I'm happy with how it is at the moment. So yeah, another feature that I worked on is this table of contents that just now I see that it doesn't look that good on Windows. It looks pretty great on a Mac OS, but with these bars here, it doesn't look good. But this table of contents shows you everything that you're gonna read in this blog post, not like this, like this. And you can click around, go to a specific page here. Also, you can copy the specific URL of a section on the blog post if you want to share it with someone. And also, it should be working properly. If I just scroll down, we should get highlighted. I don't know why it's not working here on Windows. Interesting. Let me check in production if it works. So the plan for today, actually, I'm gonna get there in a moment. I just want to see. Yes, in production it actually works. So as you can see, like as you scroll, the active table of contents link is getting highlighted, so you can see like how long are you in the blog post. And yeah, you can click and it smoothly scrolls to that part. Awesome. So as I said, where are we here? The whole project is open source, so if you're interested, if you want to contribute both with code or maybe with writing something, you can do that by checking our notJust.dev repository here. Here it is. And here in the projects, I have this project where I structure the tasks that I want to work on and that I'm planning to do. With a blog part, like I'm mostly it's almost done. Actually, it's never done because I always want to add more and more features there. But with this like table of contents, with the offer, recommending new blog posts to read, like I'm pretty happy with how it is at the moment. So I decided that it's a great idea to start working on the part that will display our YouTube, that will display and structure our YouTube courses. So here I have this card, and the goal of this card is like to gather all the YouTube courses in a structured way on a website, so you can filter, you can search, you can see when it was updated, you can see all of the episodes in that build in the same place. Because I saw that a lot of people find it hard to find on YouTube, like if they are watching like the first episode of a build, like they do not know how to get to the second one, or like they don't know if it already exists or if this was only one episode. So I wanted to structure it there so you can clearly see like how many episodes we are doing in every clone and what we are doing actually there in every single video. So we will need to gather all of this information, think about how to display it properly, structure it on the website. I really like how actually the documentation of Next.js is structured. And as you can see here, like on the right is the content itself, but on the left we see different categories here, for example, and you can go through them, you can see parts and sub pages of every step. And I think this way of structuring the courses, the free courses that we have on YouTube, would be really great. So we could have like an introduction that will explain like what is this build about, probably some prerequisites to know like what you have to have already in place before getting started. And after that, like day by day, we can have like sub pages that explains clearly like what we are building in the day, and it will link to the YouTube video. Errors. Hi Vadim, I'm still waiting for your full stack development course. We have ran a launch campaign in April, at the end of April, so I'm not sure how you missed that. I sent like a notification to all the subscribers. I sent an email there as well, announcing that. So we had a opening window of 1 week where more than 200 people joined the course. So yeah, unfortunately at the moment, like we are already working with the students to help them achieve their goals. And most probably by the in the beginning of autumn, September probably, we will open the doors for a new batch. So keep an eye on the channel not to miss the next one. All right. Where did we start, or is this the first episode? We started actually quite a while ago. So this is not like our traditional educational content that I'm preparing for you. This is mostly like I'm going live and I'm working on the platform and I'm explaining like what I'm doing. But at the same time, like I'm researching a lot, I'm getting into a lot of troubles because I don't have a lot of experience with Next.js, and it's a learning experience for me as well, but I wanted to share it with you, with everyone in the community. So actually we streamed a couple of times the process of building our website on our channel. Yeah, it should be there. But previous week we have streamed the process of creating like a couple of features here, including the, okay, here is a little bug that we need to fix. Yeah, previous week we have implemented this part of the offer, displaying the offer, and we have worked on updating some packages. Right, okay. So I think that we can get started, but where do we start? Where do we start? So if we look here, like the courses, the way we will render the courses and the way we will structure them in our source code is going to be pretty similar to how we are doing with the posts. So the blog posts, we are using the MD format, actually MDX, and if I open one of them here, you will see it right away. So every post has an index.md where we start with some metadata about the post, like title, image, when was it published, description, and so on. And after that, we are using the MD format to write the post itself. So for example, it's similar how you would write a README file on GitHub. So in this case, like if I want to add a title, for example, creating Google account, developer account, I would add like 2 hashtags to create a H2 title. And this is rendered on our page like a proper title here, creating Google developer account. The cool thing about MDX is that we can actually use React component, and this gives us much more flexibility in what we can render, so we are not limited just by text, images, links, and things that the MD format supports, but we can also develop our own components. For example, here we are just simply rendering a YouTube video, and on the website this is rendered as an iframe and a YouTube video integrated. And we have like a couple of more components that we are rendering this way. So we're gonna keep following the same approach for our free courses. And another important part that I have to show you is in the, for example, post repository. So this file is helping us like read and bundle all our MDX content there. For bundling the MDX, I'm using MDX bundler. So yeah, I already have this all of this logic, for example, get all posts or get recommended posts or get one single post by slug here. I have this logic here for our post repository, and we will have to reuse it for our courses as well. Actually I started something with courses, and I have here free courses, and I have here the React, the Tesla clone. But it's a very, very basic structure for it. So I think that we're not gonna start from scratch, we're just gonna improve on that. So if I look at the courses, React Native Tesla, here type free. Yeah, I think that we're gonna just simply improve on this one rather than creating a completely from scratch, because this is actually what I'm trying to do. Hey David, thank you very much. How are you doing? All right, so if this would be the introduction, the next step would be to add sub pages for every single episode in that project. So I'm not gonna edit the React Native Tesla clone, but I'm gonna duplicate it to work with something, to have something to work with. So let me, and we're gonna do that for, let's do it for the Uber Eats clone. So let's rename Uber Eats because that's our latest project, and it was a really great project with a lot of features there. Hey, microphone, stay here. Uber Eats. And in the index here, let's say the title is Uber Eats. For the image, do I have it somewhere that I can grab it real quick or not? Let me double check. How do you hear me? Is everything okay? The music, the sound, the quality, and so on? All right, here it should be. Okay, so for the image, we are storing them in images, thumbnails, courses. So let's go into the public, images, thumbnails, courses. And here I'm gonna drag the Uber Eats one. And I try to keep the name of the image similar to the name of our post, which is the slug, which is going to be the ID. So here I have Uber Eats, here I have Uber Eats PNG. So in the index.md for the thumbnail, I'm just going to simply rename the name of the image Uber Eats. I'm not going to work on the description right now and on the contents because that would take a lot of time. I'm going to focus mostly on the development. React Native courses, type free, tags. All right, so here we have some information. Let's go ahead and see if it is rendered in our application. So if I go to the free courses, now I should have two of them, but not here in the localhost. Free courses. All right, here we have it, the name Uber Eats, and here is the description. Now I just left Uber Eats, but later it's gonna be a proper description. I'm gonna zoom out and I hope that you're gonna be able to see it properly. I can do it even like this. I just want to see it the way it's gonna look on a desktop, so to make proper decisions on how we render everything. Hello, MacGorain. I'm following from Rwanda. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much. Jamie, hi, how are you doing? Jamie saying, glad to see some Next.js content. I'm using this in my job. Actually, yeah, I'm quite loving it so far. Yet, like, I'm still like learning a lot of stuff, but not specifically about Next.js, mostly about web. Like, there are some things that I thought that I'm pretty good at web, but in the previous live stream I said like, actually I haven't done for the last probably 2 years web development, and you could feel that. Not gonna lie, like I prefer mobile development, specifically React Native, but it's fine. Like, I'm having fun here as well. All right, so the next step. Oh my God, it's gonna be tough. So one project will have subpages for every part, like part 1, part 2, part 3. Hi, do you know NextJS? I think it's a very good backend framework. I think I heard about it, but I haven't tried it, so I don't know. Is it for Vue.js? Yeah, like the thing that what I'm thinking right now is that the next step would be to try to render these sub pages, or to structure the sub pages. So for example, in the Uber Eats, I think that I'm gonna do a new folder with sub pages. Is it a good approach? And to have here like every sub page that we have, or to just simply say part 1 and then inside of it the index, part 2, and so on. Probably this approach is not the best, because there would be no way to understand if this is a subpage or if I just want to create the images folder and put their images. So let's delete this one. Yeah. Let's do it like this. New folder, subpages. Recommend me something better. Hey Gorvir, thank you for the suggestion. Let's follow up on that like after the stream. So in these subpages we will have actually files for example, part1.md, and let's say also part 2, but we are okay with part 1 at the moment. So from the index I'm gonna copy everything and I'm gonna put it in the part 1. What will we need here? We will see what we will need, because definitely we will not need all of these details, but for now that's okay. So I can actually remove almost everything and say part 1 front end, let's say. Now, to render these subpages, we need a page for them. In the source pages, we have our... Am I rendering the courses the same way as projects? Oh, this is blog and this is projects. Okay. And here I'm rendering the project for our slug. And we have index here. but the subpage will be inside this project slug with another slug. So we're gonna have another folder here, right? In the slug, we're gonna have another folder, new folder. I think, let me double check the documentation, because this slug will be the variable, so I cannot reuse it one more time. I need to rename it. So if I check the docs, basic features, pages, pages with dynamic routes here. Yes, it's ID. Yes. So I can rename this one to project slug, or like this better. And inside, let's go inside the index here, because we are getting the slug from somewhere and we need to rename it to project slug. Params here, I think. Get started paths, courses. No. Or yes, map. Well, yeah, let's rename it to project slug. Where else? Here as well, project slug. Next is here. It's gonna be params project underscore slug. And that's it. Project slug. Yeah, I think so. All right, so now inside the project slug, we are going to have another folder with like that specific part slug. I would say part slug, but that's so lazy, such a lazy name. Subpage slug. Let's call it part. No part. Day. No day. One of the hardest things in development is finding out the names for things. Okay, so subpage. Let's do it like this: subpage slug. And inside the subpage slug, we're gonna have an index.tsx. Okay, so let's define our component. Course subpage. Let's do it like this. Subpage is going to simply return h1 subpage. I just want to see it. Now let's export default course subpage. Should I do it like this? Okay. And in order to statically render our pages in Next.js, we need to provide this get static paths, and this will get all the paths for this specific page. And for the get static props, this is going to get the data for one specific page. So we need these two functions. Let's get them from here into our subpage slug. So let's import from next or from next types. Props are going to be interface props, and for now we don't need any props. We're gonna need them in a moment. Let's import this one as well. I'm gonna comment this logic out. But now we need to define a function to get all the subpages of our projects in order to define the links for them. Actually, I would like to read some documentation about subpages with because should I get only the subpages of this project, or should I get all the subpages? Do you know what I mean? So I think that I have to get only for this project. But let's go ahead and see. Let's search nested pages, nested routes. In the example below, routes block my post would render the post component. If a slug was not provided, it will render a list of all the blog posts. Yeah, I could simplify it just not having like a folder, and inside a folder the index file, just by having the like slug.js with only one file. But that's not. And nesting. Nesting dynamic routes. Routing. To mention dynamic segment, you can use brackets syntax. But if I have more dynamic, I know how linking works. You can use names other than slug, such as Okay, NextJS nested dynamic route. It is possible to do nested according to your request in this way. Then level 1 dynamic slug. Yes, dynamic slug. I think I understand. Like, in this scenario, if I'm going to, I don't know, courses, Uber Eats, then part 1, if I'm gonna be here, like, get static paths should return only the static paths for the Uber Eats, if I'm not mistaken. But I might be wrong. So, get static paths. So we get here the context, right? So let's see what we are receiving here. No. I need to return all the paths to all the subpages. So for that, I just need to parse my content directory, content courses, and check only the projects that have subpages. Yeah, like it's not that complicated. So this page for us is called subpages. Get course subpages. Get course subpages. Get course subpages slug. And in our library, in our lib, where we are doing all of this hard logic, let's go ahead and implement this. Get course subpages slug in the course repository. We have here get courses slugs. Now we're gonna need to export another function. Get course subpages slugs. Let's do it like this, subpages slugs. Get course subpages slugs. So we need to read the course directory. Look, I'm gonna simplify a lot of things because I have this line of code only to support both directories here and like directly MD files. But I don't want to complicate itself, so I can have a rule that our courses, all of them will be in folders. So I don't need this thing of replacing .md. So I can simply do it like this. And this will simplify not only here, but also in the get course by slug. Because whenever I have a slug, have here a function get full path. I'm replacing it, full path. I'm just gonna keep like the index part. That's how it should be. But okay, like that's not the problem. If it works, like let's not touch it. But get courses subpages is going to be like this. First of all, we will get the courses. Get courses slugs, which will return all of our courses here. Now, for every course, we're gonna need to get their subpages. So for that, I'm gonna have another function get course look, this is going to be called get all courses subpages slugs. Oh my god, such a names. And here get course subpages slugs. This is for one specific post, and the post is going to be specified here in form of a string. Now we can easily do return fs read dear sync. We are going to read I need to check how to properly join. Yes, we need to join. So we are going to join the course directory with the post slug. So course directory, we are in the courses. Where is it? We are in the courses. Then we are joining the post slug, which is, for example, Uber Eats. Then we are joining the sub pages, and we read all the subpages from there. Subpages like this. Yeah, Jamie, that's definitely true. Like I'm in the zone, not ignoring. Like this is quite challenging, and I'm trying to think ahead. Like what's all the possibilities and if I'm doing it properly. I think I missed your reply. Did you answer why you chose static content files? I chose it to keep it simpler, like not to have like databases and stuff like that. Like as long as it works like this, I'm gonna continue doing it like this. And yeah, I think it works well for me. I don't know, because once you introduce like databases, like I would need to create some kind of like of a visual editor, and that's gonna increase the complexity of the whole project. But in this situation, I can it's a bit challenging. It's not that challenging, but it's a bit challenging to set up all the structure of reading and rendering them. But after that is done, like we can simply write it in MD format, which is what we are used to write like as developers. So I really like this approach so far. Like it is working at this moment. I was here. Oh, we have more comments. Let's see. And I see a lot of people are joining. Hi everyone. How is it going for you? By the way, guys, where are you joining us from, and how is the weather today? Because for me, the weather is perfect, and everyone, including my girlfriend, they left for the beach and they're chilling now with some margaritas in their hands, and I'm staying here at home working, going live, which is, to be honest, like I prefer this this more, but yeah, not gonna lie, tomorrow I might be there as well. Yeah, Markdown works great. Gurveer, you know my email, it's Vadim at notJust.dev. You can write there. Hello, how are you doing? You're 12 years old and you're learning programming. Kudos to you, that's great. You have all the time like to master it. Hi Wukana, how are you doing? Thank you very much for these words. Oh my god, 40 degrees Celsius. Where are you based in? So yeah, keep the comments coming. From time to time, I'm gonna get back. We can have a conversation, but I'm gonna get back to thinking how to implement this. So we need to get the sub pages for a specific post. So we are reading the directory, and this will return us, I think, a list of files in the directory. A list of files. So now for every course that we have here, we need to call this function. So courses with sub pages will be equal to courses. We're gonna map through the courses, map, and for every course, I'm going to return an object where course underscore slug, or let's not use underscore, course slug is going to be the course, and sub pages is going to be the result of this function, get courses subpages by slug, get course subpages by slug, and here we're gonna send the course. And actually this is what I think I'm going to return there. Let me add this to the dictionary because subpages, or should I do it like this? So Now let's import this function in our file here, like this, and I'm going to import from lib and course repository. Courses with sub pages. Now let's console log courses with sub pages and see what we have there. But we need to return something. What we're gonna return? Let's return for now an empty an empty array for now. And here we also need to return something, and the props will be commented out for now. Okay, so now let me try to build it and see. So npm run build. Params is defined but never used. Come on. Make a video on how to improve React Native performance. That's a great topic that I'm interested to get into. So expect something coming up in the near future. Okay, we have an error. That's good. That's good because we can fix it. No such file or directory. Scan dir content courses React Native Tesla clone sub pages. Yeah, because not all of them will have sub pages, and that's good because not all of them should have sub pages. Let's go in the course repository and see here. There should be I'm calling a read directory async, but before that I need to check if it exists. So subpages dir will be this URL. If fs exists sync subpage, if this directory exists, we are going to return all the files in the directory, and if it doesn't, we're gonna return an empty array because yeah. Let's give it a try one more time. So here we have it. Collected page data. Course slug, React Native Tesla clone, subpages, nothing. Course slug, this one, subpages, nothing. And for the Uber Eats, we have one subpage. Perfect, that's exactly what we need, right? So let's go ahead and having this information here, where in the get static paths. what were we doing here? Let's see. So puffs, this is going to be now for every element in the sub pages, we need to create a path for them. No, for every slug here, so in the courses with subpages, I think we're gonna have to use a flat map, but I'm gonna double check in a moment. So this is going to be project slug. And we're not done yet, because for no, this is going to be a course. This is going to be one line here, this one or this one or this one. And now inside the course we need to go in every subpage here so we're going to go into the course dot subpages dot map subpage slug, and now we can return the object params with course or course slug. How is it? Course slug, which is going to be taken from the course slug, and the sub page slug, which is going to be this one. Actually, I don't. And I don't need the round brackets here. And I need a flat map, because right now if I do console log paths, it's gonna be an array inside an array, and that's not what I want. But let me see it first. Get static props. Where did the next function disappear? I'm gonna copy this one and I'm gonna do Ctrl Z until I see it. Oh, here it is. So yes, that's what I said. Like now we have, where is it? we have an array with multiple arrays, like this one, and this one. So we need to merge all of these sub-arrays into one array. For that, I think we will use flat map to flatten the multi-directional array into one single array. Will it work? How do you like the music? Yes, I think it worked. So we have one single array, and at the moment, only one path here with a core slug Uber Eats and subpage slug part1.md. I think we don't need the md. So we could replace it because we need just the slug. The slug here refers to like the ID of a post. Dot map slug. Come on. Slug dot replace md with nothing. And now let's do it again. Okay, let's see. Part 1. Awesome. So, okay. Let's now go ahead in our subpage here. We don't need the console log at the moment. We don't need it here. And we can simply send the paths here to the returning these paths that we have created right now with the parameters to returning from the get static paths. And NextJS will use this function get static paths to understand how many pages are there to be statically generated. And then for every single page, we NextJS will call this function get static props, and here we are receiving these params one by one, basically for every page. And now if I look at the console log params here, they should be somewhere, right? I don't know, but console log sub page params. Let's see it like this. Let's run a build again. Require parameter project slug was not provided as a string in get static paths. Require parameter was not provided as string. For get static paths, a required what? A required parameter project slug. Oh, I think I know. Because here I have it underscore project slug. and it should be here as well. So why I'm so inconsistent today? Why one is project, one is course, one is with underscore, one is with dash. Let's keep it with underscore and calling it project. So in the params here, I need to provide it like this. I need this parameter should match exactly with the name of our dynamic route here. For example, project slug, because it's going to be populated as URL part. So project slug is going to be course slug. And again, let's, why I'm having like sometimes projects, sometimes courses. I think it should be courses. Because even on the website, we are calling them free courses. Yes. Or projects. Oh, come on. I can't decide right now. So I'm gonna be inconsistent by the end of this video. Course slug, okay. And what do I have here? I don't know. And then the subpage slug should be subpage underscore slug. Subpage underscore slug. Very inconsistent. Oh, it's hard. Let's call it like this here and delete it from here. Okay, let's run a build. And we should see something. Project slug, project React Native clone. This is a page, this is a page, full stack developer. And then we have these subpages which render correctly. Part 1. So I think it should work. If I'm going to run a development build, let me do it a bit something more. I don't see the parameters right now here, but they should be there. And let me just do npm run dev. And let me do it like this. Uber Eats. Then part 1. Subpage. Yay! We see the page here. It was rendered correctly. and we see the console log that we are doing here for the parameters, that we know the project slug and we know the subpage slug. With these two things, we can easily bundle the content, read the content from the subpage part 1 MD, render it properly, and display it on the screen. But for that, where? Here. We need to get the sub page, await get course sub page by slug. Get course sub page by slug. And we're going to send two parameters here. One of them is going to be the project slug, and the other one is going to be the subpage slug, because we need both of them to know where to read from. So the first one is going to be actually it's gonna be this one, project slug. I don't know why I'm parsing it like this, because I can simply you know what? Let's do it like this. Project slug is equal to this one. I'm gonna write more lines of code, but it's gonna be a bit clearer. Then the subpage slug is going to be the subpage slug. I'm gonna do some refactoring in a moment. I just want to see it on the screen. And subpage slug, get course subpage by slug, project slug and subpage slug. Now we need to implement this function in the course repository. Let's go ahead. And the way we are doing here, get course by slug, the same way we will have to do const, or let's export async function get course like this, and the first one is course slug of type string, and the second one is sub page slug of type string. Well, we will have to do something like this as well. We need the full path, we need to use the bundle mdx to compile all of these contents that we are having here in the .md file. I'm just thinking how to reuse some of this stuff. What are the things that will change? First of all, let me just copy paste everything there, and then I'm gonna see what I can extract in separate functions to not repeat so many things. For example, what is this get full path is doing? Get full path slug dir name. Dir name. So the dir name will be like this, subpage dir. Join course directory, then course slug, then subpages. Real slug, let's get the subpage slug. Make sure it doesn't have an MD at the end, but it shouldn't. I don't know why do I have it here. And then the full path, get full path, the real slug. No, actually not the real slug, the subpage slug, and the directory, this directory. Now knowing this full path, we can bundle the MDX with a full path. Current directory will be the full path of that directory. MDX options. This is going to be so the output directory is going to be the join out dir and first the core slug and then the real slug, I think. Because simply saving them in using the slug of a subpage does not enforce uniqueness, because part 1 we can have in multiple projects. So that's why I need to add the core slug here as well. So we have a loader, public path, images, content, courses. Maybe I can treat them all in the same as a course, because this is going to be the let me try to see if I don't mess up anything. And for the output directory as well. Course subpage is going to be the front matter. Front matter refers to the top part, the metadata about our post, like title, thumbnail, description, and so on. The code refers to everything which is down below. The slug we will have also course slug. And slug, real slug. Why do I need this real slug? I feel that we're not gonna send here the .md. So let's not use it anymore. Let's enforce that this is going to be just the slug, not with md. .md is a file name, it's not a slug. So the subpage, where do I have a real slug anywhere else? sub page slug is going to be sub page slug. Perfect. And as a course sub page, and we need to return the course sub page. But this course sub page, we need to define it. We need to define it in our types. In the post here we have course meta. And at the moment, our course sub page is going to be actually a course with one extra property. So I'm gonna create a new type based on all of the fields in the course, and no. No, they will be different. So I'm gonna have to define properly what type do they have. So course sub page meta will have something like this, and then type course sub page is going to be the meta with including the code. So meta and the code, which we will type with any. But here we're not gonna have simply slug, but sub page slug string, and also we're gonna have course slug of type string. Most probably we're not gonna have types and so on, but as I said, like, I'm gonna get back update the fields of a sub page. Okay, so here we have course sub page. Okay, perfect. And yes, we can go ahead back in our React in the actual our component here. We're gonna call this newly created function, but for that we need to import it. Sub page, and we need to send it through the props to our component. So our props will contain a sub page of type sub page, or how is it called? Course sub page, right? Course sub page. Course sub page. So in the props, course sub page will be this sub page, or I can name them the same and simply do it like this. So what do you want from me? Promise what is not assignable to params get static prop context. Parse URL preview. Why is that? Let me check with project. Because it can also be null. It still doesn't work. Oh, the name in the interface. And now we can take it from here. This is going to be of type poor. So if, first of all, we're gonna check if we didn't find anything, maybe there was a mistake, and we're gonna return something course not found or page to import it from Max with wrapper. Course sub page not found. Otherwise, we will use this getMDX component to transform from the code that was generated for us to an actual React component. So we need that here. We need the use memo from React. This is to optimize the performance of this, to memorize it, not to have to regenerate this component every time we are re-rendering the page. So use memo from React. We are going to import a couple of things like component. Not the component, the getMDX from the client here. Like this. And it's going to be course subpage code, and whenever the course subpage re-renders. Updates, I mean. So now I'm going to take something like this, what our actual course is returning. I'm going to do the same in the subpage. And let's see, what do we need here? We need the layout. We need the layout, definitely we need the layout. This one. Hey Christopher, how much did I miss? Just got here. We are building the... We are trying to render sub pages for our courses, so in order to better structure how we render them on the website. So for example, one course that, let's say, the Uber Eats project that we have done on the YouTube, we're gonna split it into 5 sub pages for every day that we have went live, linking to the YouTube and having more description about that build in there. So that's what we're trying to do right now. So we need a title. We're gonna take it from the course subpage title. We need description, course subpage description, image. I don't know if we will have an image, but let's give it. No. I don't think we will have a thumbnail. Let me remove it, to be honest, at the moment. We will have a title. And we will have a component. Static inline and MDX. Static inline and MDX image, these ones. We need them to bring here. And I think it should be ready. Let's check. Let's check how wrong it is. Can read property of find define reading. Frontend part 1. I think it works. Uber Eats. And then we have this one is coming from the actual code. And if I go there and say this is part 1 of Uber Eats, here is the video or steps to follow. And we can say step 1, step 2, and step 2.1. And then we can also include React components the same way as we did inside the Uber Eats index here. Not in Uber Eats, in the inside some posts. We have YouTube video. We can import it here right away. Import. Think it should be one way up. And then we can render this YouTube video with the ID that we can take from YouTube. Let's grab it from the channel.
Are you an IT pro?
No.
So you need.
Should be like this. Now let's have a look if it works. Front end, steps to follow, step 1, step 2, step 3, and here is the YouTube video.
Do you want?
Actually, it's not this one. It's this one. Here it is. Awesome. So one step is done. We are rendering sub pages. So let me add here some to-do list. Render sub pages. We will have to refactor rendering and sub pages because we are copy pasting a lot of code which should be refactored. Then we need to display all the sub pages in a table of content style, similar to how it is done here on NextJS. I really like it. Similar to NextJS docs. And we'll have a lot more things to do here. So, how is it going for you guys? Are you enjoying it so far? The table of contents will be interesting. And I can go also to Uber Eats here, and it's the main page. Table of contents. So as I said, like I developed it for our blog post, and the component is ready. The only thing is just to find to get all the data for this. It might be a bit different, to be honest. How to hide this scroll bar at the bottom? CSS hide scroll bar. Overflow hidden. Overflow X hidden. So in Tailwind CSS, overflow. Let's do it like this. Overflow X hidden on our table of contents. Source components. Table of contents, and let me do overflow scroll only on the Y, not on both of them. Now yes, it works. I really don't like the style of this scroll bar on Windows, but as I see, like even on NextJS, it's kind of the same. On macOS, it's so beautiful. I think I need one more coffee because there are still a lot of things to do and I need a bit of energy. So I'm gonna be back in 1 minute, guys. Enjoy the music. I'm gonna put it on full. we've got some coffee. Table of contents for our blog post. Free courses here, Uber Eats. Perfect. Let's go ahead and first of all see how we're rendering this table of contents in the pages blog here. So we have an article in the middle, and somewhere we have a side. Yeah, this one, table of contents. We're gonna have to do kind of the same for our course here. We're gonna have to do it. So for that, we're gonna wrap it inside the div with flex row, because we want the content and the table of contents to be in the same row. We're gonna wrap it in a max width wrapper, only the content of our page, to make sure that it only takes 800 pixels. And also we're gonna wrap it into the article. Let's close the article. Not here. Let's close the max width wrapper, and let's close the div. Now, after the max width wrapper, here we will put the table of contents. But it will have table of contents only if the course has table of contents. And let's not we need to import the table of contents, and we need to make sure that the course component has a table of contents. So in the types, course can have table of contents, which is optional, and they will be of this type. an array of table of contents headings. Every table of content heading has a slug, a title that we want to display, and a depth, because we need to know like how to pad them. Like, is it a H2, an H3, or an H4? Which font and theme I'm using? I'm using the VS Code theme material, community material, if I'm not mistaken. Material. Community material theme, this one, and icons. But actually I have a video for that I have created, so you can find it on the channel, like with the whole VS Code setup with all the libraries that I'm using, including the theme and so on. So now, having the course here, we can generate the table of contents in the library course repository. Here where we have get course by slug, beside the everything we need to also generate the table of contents. So const table of content equal. Let's call this get all courses subpage, not all courses subpage. We get course subpage because I want to get all the subpages for the real slug, and I'm gonna map them like this. For every subpage, I will do it like this. So the slug is let's give a title also this slug. Subpage, and depth, let's do it depth 1 or 2. And let's add it to the course. Now, will it work? Part 1, we see table of contents, part 1. So if we're gonna have multiple parts there, in the course Uber Eats subpages, for example, part 1, part 2, part 3, all of them will be displayed here. So now the next step is to properly get the title of these parts. To get the title of these parts, let's have a look in the post repository to see how we're doing this. In post repository, it's a bit different because we are getting the headings. Yeah, it's a bit different. But in our course repository, we can, where is it? We know the slug of a subpage, so we can do get subpage by slug. We give the slug, and we need to await actually. So I'm gonna do it like this. And it's gonna be async and subpage. Subpage equal get course subpage by slug. I'm gonna rename this subpage slug. We need to await. Wait. Oh, it needs also the course. But for the course, yeah, I know the slug of a course. It's this one. So the title will be subpage dot title. Was used before it was defined. One second, I'm gonna fix that. But now the table of contents is a promise, so we will have to do a promise.all. I'm gonna put everything into the promise.all, and I'm gonna await this promise.all. Now it's not a promise, it's properly defined. Where is this function defined? Okay, Uber Eats, Uber Eats, Uber Eats. But if I'm gonna go in part 1, Uber Eats, or day 1. Let's do it like this. Day 1. User side up. Then here is gonna be day 2, user side backend, and here is gonna be part 3, day 3, driver side up. Now in the table of contents I see day 1, day 2, and day 3. Perfect. Ugh. Oh, whoa, what do we have here in comments? Block user. We don't need that. I think that I'm happy with how it is turning out. The next part is navigating, because at the moment it simply adds this hashtag at the end, because that's how we are implementing, because these links were on the same page. At the moment they are external. So let's have a look at the component table of contents. And here we have I think I'm going to add a simple URL to the heading, and if the URL is defined, then this should be a link to another page. If it's not defined, this should be a link on the same page. So URL is a string. In our case, the URL in the course repository, the URL will be slash, how is it called? How is it? Slash project slash Uber Eats projects, then the slug of a post, and then the slug of a subpage, right? Subpage slug. Now in the table of contents component, here I'm going to do it like this. So if h.url is defined, then I'm going to simply display, or I'm gonna do with the or. So if h.url is not defined, then add it with a hashtag which is on the same page. And here in the on click as well, like I need to do this only if it's on the same page, because this is doing the smooth scrolling. So if h.url, I want to return, I don't want to do anything. Otherwise, smooth scroll to that page. And now, if I press on this, I go to the part 1, day 1. If I go back, day 2, user side backend. Day 3, and day 3. And let's see if we didn't break anything for the blocks. No, it scrolls smoothly in the blocks as well. Perfect. Look, I think that we have done good progress here. This feature is not finished yet. Like I'm still thinking how to better structure it. But for that, like I need to take some decisions. Like how do I want to properly structure all the parts of every project? Maybe I will have to first start writing the content for a project, for example, for the Uber Eats, to understand better the needs. For example, I'm thinking like, do we need a page for the prerequisites? Do I need a page for the GitHub repository or for the asset bundle? Like, there are a lot of moving parts here, and it requires some more planning. So with that being said, I think that we can call it a day for now, and we can get back to it in another live stream. So, guys, do you have any questions at the moment? If you have, please write them in the comments in the live chat. It's gonna be really nice and to have them all structured on our website properly and easy to follow. By the way, next week I'm going to the app.js conference in Poland. Will anyone be there? If yes, like I would love to see you and to meet you guys there at the conference. We'll be there, both me and Lucas, so that's super exciting. I went today to buy some gear to prepare for the trip, because I want to record something special there for you. So we'll see how it will go, but I'm pretty excited about that. All right, so thank you very much, guys, for being here with me till the end. Let me know down below in the comments what you would like us to build next, what project you would like to see built on the channel, because next week we're not gonna have a live stream because I'm gonna be at the conference, but after we are coming back, we're gonna start fresh, we're gonna start new, and we're gonna start with new React Native projects. So I'm super excited to get back to React Native because the last 2 weeks I've been working on this website, but yeah, like we are coming back with more content, and I want to build something that you would like to see. Again, thank you very much for watching. Take care, stay hydrated, and write clean code. Bye bye.